What's up, chads, and welcome to the video. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a negative one. I want to talk about the rug pull which happened yesterday in a project called DecentraWorld. Now these guys launched roughly a week ago on the Binance Smart Chain, and this is the project here. They actually did a fair launch on Pink Sale. Now, me personally, I avoided this because typically this new type of fair launch system that Pink Sale offer, projects that use this method don't tend to perform very well on launch. I mean, the idea behind it is that there isn't a hard cap basically, so anybody who wants to invest in the project can invest in the project, and then depending on how many BNB or whichever currency they're using gets invested, the total supply or the supply that's being allocated for the pre-sale is then shared out between those investors. Now, the problem I have with that, and the reason why I usually don't invest in these fair launches, is then because everybody who wanted to invest in the project, in the community, got to invest. So then if they're going to launch anytime soon, like 24 hours later or anything like that, it's going to be difficult for them then to find new investors to buy in at launch. And at the moment, with the current market sentiment, if you can't find buyers, then people tend to sell out. And just typically from my experience, these fair launches don't tend to work very well at the moment, which is my personal choice as to why I didn't invest in this project. Because I mean, the idea behind it seems good. You can see here, this is a brief explanation of what the project's about. And basically, they have developed a bunch of decentralized apps, and they're all based around privacy solutions and DeFi. It all sounds great on paper, and the idea was good behind it, and the project honestly was very surprising considering how bad the market sentiment is at the moment, and lots of especially the utility projects, the projects that have a good solid utility and base behind them, just don't seem to be performing well at the moment. People are scared to invest the money in these DeFi protocols considering how volatile the market is recently. But if we just go and head over to the chart, you can kind of see it launched on the 17th of May, and since then it's one of the only charts that I've seen that kind of looks like this in that time. I mean, just look at that. We'll just get onto what's that? Is that a price range? That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to try and catch the bottom here. I'm not sure if I'm exactly going to click exactly at the bottom of this. One second, bring this down and kind of catch the range the top. So 2,500%, which is a 25x. Now I'm not sure if the launch price was the same as the pre-sale rate. Usually it tells you here. No, it doesn't say, but I'm guessing it launched at the same price anyway. So the guys actually held got a 25x. Now, considering that this didn't have any sort of hard cap or maximum contribution, people were, I'm sure, were putting 5, 10, 15, 20 BNB into this, and then to get a 25, obviously, not many people would have managed to sell at the top, but there would have been some people that sold on this these big green candles there. To get close to a 25x on a project that had no maximum contribution in a market like this at the moment, where really even the best of DeFi protocols aren't performing well whatsoever, is just pretty crazy. And obviously the most crazy thing about it was that it was a scam. And as you can see here, this big red candle. So what happened was, obviously this project, if we go down to the metrics here, it shows how the tokens were dished out basically. Obviously only a certain amount given to pre-sale, and they had almost 50% of the tokens unlocked here. I guess being a utility token and having all these decentralized apps, needing to keep money to potentially be put onto centralized exchanges, it's pretty normal that a utility token like this has a large amount of tokens spare to be used for those utilities. So you can see why people trusted them. They did. As far as I'm aware, I'd say I didn't invest in this project, but from doing some research and reading up on it and hearing what people have been saying in different communities, just see if we go into an article. I mean, you can see here now, if you try and click on any of these links, everything's gone. The GitHub, the website, Twitter, all the social media's gone. You just click on the website, this is what you get. 526. And yes, what did I want to go into? Yeah, so I've been reading a couple of different articles. So this is one of them, and this is a guy that made a little thread on Reddit here. So you can see in here there it says here. So they said that the smart contract that they had was audited in KYC by Solid Proof and Pink Sale. So they had a double KYC. Which turned out, after doing some research, that they were both faked. I mean, this is what I mean. I've talked about this before in previous videos where, KYC, yeah, it's good to know that a project is willing to, in a sense, dox themselves to somebody, and it can kind of reassure you that they know that they put their personal information out. But this is just another example of many in how easily this can be faked. So, a utility project that's really popular like this, just because they have a KYC is not a confirmation that the project is safe whatsoever. And DecentraWorld is just another perfect example of that. It's kind of disheartening because it's like, how are we supposed to know then which projects to trust and which projects to not? And yeah, and considering the current market sentiment, how projects already aren't performing well, it's just another kick in the teeth really to DeFi, something that we really didn't need at the moment. But this is what tends to happen usually. People have been around DeFi for a while. When things are going well, obviously there's still going to be scams when things are going well. But it's especially when the market's crashing and when things aren't going well that people tend to get desperate, and you see more and more scams popping up everywhere. And it's just people getting desperate. So especially in these times now when the market isn't performing very well, you've just got to be extra careful where you're putting your money, because as you see, even projects that go the golden mile, do the KYCs, the audits, double KYCs, they can still end up being scams, unfortunately. Now, I mean, the crazy thing about this project was it was going for over a week, and it was how well the project did. Really, that was the crazy thing. I mean, you would have thought that the team behind the project, even maybe if they initially had planned to scam, because obviously if they're doing fake KYCs, then they didn't have good intentions. But they must have been making money, during the project as the project was going well as well. So it's just crazy to think that a team where the project was going so well would end up doing something like this. Now, from what I was aware, this sell here was over 3,000 BNB, and it was around $1 million in total that they managed to get out. Apparently, they actually had a lot more tokens than that, and I think they sold several million tokens, but because obviously the huge price impact, they only actually managed to get out, just over 3,000 BNB, just over 1 million, which is obviously a huge amount of money as well. But yeah, they did sell everything, and then I think they even tried to sell. They did a couple more sells down here as well. I mean, the project's pretty much dead now. And so these guys even got listed on CoinMarketCap. According to CoinMarketCap, about 70% on the day. Gives a little warning here: we've received multiple claims of suspicious trading activity. And so a couple of different Reddit articles. Some investigators trying to go into it a little bit more detail. These are pretty good reads actually. I'll probably maybe put the links to these in. You can go in and listen to people's opinions about what happened. And so I just wanted to kind of talk about that today. It was kind of a bad day in DeFi really when you see something like this happening. Poor guys probably had a lot of money put in here, because this is one of those projects that on paper, when you look at it, with the KYC, the audit, such a big project performing so well, already listed on CoinMarketCap, etc. Already having their decentralized apps ready in the website, and everything being there, you can imagine some people really put their trust in this project, and then it turned out to be a scam. So just a word of warning to people at the moment to just be extra cautious of where you're putting your money, and just try and understand that no matter how secure you think your money is, that it's always going to be a risk. And so thanks for listening, guys, and as always, until next time, bye.